Day 2 of Formula One's secretive 2026 shakedown at Barcelona was supposed to be quiet, but it gave us Ferrari in the wet, Verstappen off the road, and a big crash for Isack Hadjar. With closed doors, no official timing, and only 2 teams on track, what can we actually learn from Tuesday's running? Compared to Day 1, Day 2 was much quieter. Only 2 teams ran, Ferrari and Red Bull. Ferrari had skipped Monday, like McLaren, but decided to brave the forecast rain and hit the track on Tuesday. Charles Leclerc was the first to emerge, leaving the Ferrari garage as soon as the track went green at 9 a.m. Later, Lewis Hamilton took over the car in the afternoon session. On the Red Bull side, Max Verstappen ran in the morning before handing over to Isack Hadjar for the afternoon. Everyone else stayed in the garage. Haas had already announced it would not run, preferring to spend the day digesting Monday's data after completing an impressive 154 laps on Day 1. Mercedes also chose to sit Tuesday out once the rain set in, and it was already understood that Cadillac, Audi, Racing Bulls and Alpine would skip the day if the weather turned as bad as forecast, which it did. The weather was always going to be the main character on Day 2. As the skies darkened in the morning, the session was briefly stopped with a red flag, reportedly because Max Verstappen went off at turn 5 on his outlap. Shortly before 11 a.m. local time, drizzle turned into proper rain. At that point, Mercedes confirmed it would not be taking to the track at all. Ferrari and Red Bull, however, had come prepared. 2 sets of full wet tyres and 4 sets of intermediates each. That allowed Leclerc, Hamilton, Verstappen and Hadjar to still put in meaningful mileage despite the conditions. In the afternoon, Lewis Hamilton took over driving duties from Leclerc. Although Hamilton will have a new race engineer this season, during this shakedown he's understood to be working with Brian Bosey, Leclerc's longtime engineer. Over at Red Bull, Isack Hadjar took the wheel from Verstappen for the afternoon session, and his day ended in the barriers. Late in the day, Hadjar spun at turn 14, the fast right-hander leading onto the main straight, and hit the barrier, bringing out another red flag. The incident was caught on video by a determined fan watching from a distant hillside with a long lens. Red Bull confirmed that Hadjar was uninjured, but the car suffered visible damage. Images showed the RB22 missing its rear wing after the crash. The good news for Red Bull is that having already completed 2 full days of running, it's not as badly compromised as it might have been, assuming enough spare parts are available. Just like on Monday, there was no official timing released to the public, but several sources were again able to access unofficial lap times. Unsurprisingly, they were mostly slower than Day 1 given the wet conditions. Max Verstappen is believed to have peaked at around 1 minute 19.578, with Leclerc on about 1 minute 20.578 in the drier part of the morning. But once again, these times are not official, and more importantly, teams are still nowhere near any kind of serious performance runs. Different fuel loads, different engine modes, brand new 2026 hardware, plus rain, there's simply no way to read a pecking order from this. As on Day 1, mileage tells a more useful story than lap times. Despite the red flags and the weather, Ferrari can call this a relatively successful day. Leclerc reportedly completed 64 laps, while Hamilton added another 56 in the afternoon. For Red Bull, Verstappen logged 27 laps and Hadjar managed 51 before his crash. When you combine this with Red Bull's strong mileage on Monday, the team still ends Day 2 in reasonable shape, even with the damage to the RB22. For teams like Cadillac, Audi, Racing Bulls and Alpine who stayed in the garage, the priority remains debugging and getting their 2026 packages working more smoothly before heading back out. One of the big names still missing from the track is McLaren. At its livery launch, McLaren made it clear it was pushing to have a more mature car specification ready, one that it plans to carry into the opening races. That approach meant a later arrival at the shakedown. The team said it would run no earlier than Tuesday and might push to Wednesday if the weather was poor, and that's exactly what has happened. McLaren is now on site and preparing to run on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Aston Martin's exact plan remains unclear, but we know Williams will only join later in the week. Williams has confirmed its car was not ready in time for the start of the shakedown and is not expected to appear before Thursday at the earliest, meaning it won't be able to use all 3 of its allocated days. So, Day 2 of F1's secretive 2026 shakedown gave us Ferrari banking solid wet weather mileage with Leclerc and Hamilton, Verstappen off the road in the morning, a sizable crash for Hadjar and a damaged RB22, and another reminder that lap times still don't mean much at this stage. What do you make of Ferrari's decision to run in these conditions while so many others stayed in the garage? And how do you feel about F1 keeping this 2026 shakedown so closed off with no official timing and heavy security? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Apex Racing Desk so you don't miss our breakdowns of Day 3 and beyond.